start with the topic. Today I am going to discuss about the cigarette. It is the last unit of the second semester. The unit number is 5. We are just talking about what is cigarette all about, what is actually cigarette, and what are the different parts of cigarettes and able to identify few brand names, which is very important for your interview purpose. Interview means again I am focusing on this. Interview means I am talking about your job interview or industrial training interview. Most of the time in the interview time, people usually ask the brand names of cigarettes. If I'm talking about the exam purpose, yes, exam purpose, that time they will ask you the question. The very common question is, okay, what is cigarette, what are the different parts are contained in cigarettes, explain those parts, the function of those different parts. So move on to the first slide. It is all about cigarette. You can see the spelling of cigarette, which is very important from my last 5 years of teaching experience, as well as when I started working in the hotel also. Few of the hotel professionals means I am talking about the F&B service professionals, they even don't know the spelling of cigarette. So I will suggest everyone to write down the spelling of the cigarettes, which I am pointing over here on your screen. So the spelling of the cigarette is cigarette. It's cigarette. The cigarette, it's a French term basically. The term cigarette, it's a French term. The meaning of the cigarette, if we break down the term cigarette, comes like cigar plus ette. Now, what is the meaning of cigar? It's a small piece of tobacco product. Along with that, ette means small. So, in a very simple way, you can call the cigarette as a small cigar. It's a tobacco product. Hope everyone is with me. Yes. I will suggest each and everyone, you no need to type yes, it will take us so long time. So it will be very helpful for me to understand you are with me or not. Just type 1 and let me know. Correct. So the next point, the next slide is manufacturing of cigarettes. Whenever we are talking about the manufacturing of cigarettes, the first thing comes on our mind is cigar. So the main difference between cigar and cigarette is cigarettes are specially made up of machines. So all the cigarettes will be machine made, where the cigars, if we are talking about the cigars, the traditional cigars and the world famous expensive cigars are handmade. No, but of course nowadays the consumption of the cigar and cigarettes is more because of the more populations and all. So that is the reason few of the cigar manufacturing companies are also nowadays making machine made cigars. But the main difference between cigar and cigarette is cigars are handmade, where the cigarettes are machine made. Now, manufacturing process of cigarette, it's commercially made by the machine. So you don't need to think too much about that. You just need to know how to operate the machine. You just need to know what are the raw materials that are required to make the cigarettes, and rest of the things you have to put it inside to the machine. You have to switch on the switch buttons and all, and rest of the things will be done by the machine, as you can see in the pictures. So it's basically contain tobacco blend. For making of the cigarettes, you will be required tobaccos. Yes, because it's a tobacco product. You will be required paper. You will be required bond or glue to bond that paper, and then you will be required a filter. And filter, once again, filter is not applicable for all cigarettes. Few of the cigarette manufacturing companies, they don't use the filter for their cigarettes, but 99% of the cigarette companies, they use the filter, and the filter name is written over there, often also a cellulose acetate. Hope all of you are with me. So that is the way we usually manufacture the manufacturing of the cigarettes. The next one and the very important part is different parts of cigarette. Now this is the one you have to write down those points to make understand, which is very important for your exams. So in the right hand side there is a clear picture you can see, and the left hand side point wise it is mentioned over there. So point 1 you can see it over here. So this part of the cigarette is called as your filter, and which is very important term, please note it down, which is made up of cellulose acetate. It's nothing but a fiber of the plants. The next one, point number 2, you can see it over here, tipping paper to cover the filter. So this one is the tipping paper I am talking about. So the paper I am talking about. So this one will help you to cover the filter. The third one is that this will be definitely white color paper, which is known as your rolling paper to cover the tobacco. And the last one, of course in the list, which is known as your tobacco blend. You can see the tobaccos over here. So this part is known as your this part is tobacco. So that is the reason the entire product is known as your tobacco product. So these are the major 4 parts of your cigarette. So the first part is paper. You can see in the picture. So there are n numbers of cigarettes are they are in my image. So please make sure. So I am talking about this white color part. To make you more understand, I believe my video is on. So I am just showing it to in front of all of you practically on the camera. So this is the paper. This is the paper. I am not talking about the newspaper. Of course, I am not talking about the newspaper, or I am not talking about the writing paper. These are the special kinds of paper which I am talking about the manufacturing companies of cigarettes. They normally use to wrap the cigarette. I believe everyone is able to see. So to bond that, the tobacco, you have to wrap it with the paper. So that is the paper we are talking about. And the quality of the paper, why we are not using the newspaper? We can use the newspaper as well. So why we are not using the newspaper? Because the burning rate of the newspaper or the writing paper, what we normally use in our regular days, the normal papers we use, that has a huge burning rate. So these kinds of special paper has a limited burning rate. So that is the reason it will control the burn of the cigarettes. Am I clear? So this is the first one. Am I clear? So please respond me by pressing 1. Okay. The next one is tobacco blend. Yes. The next one is tobacco blend. The blending of the tobacco. That means this is the tobacco I'm talking about. So this is the one which is there in the center part, which is there in the center part, which is there inside. So that is the tobacco. It's over there. Now the interesting part is it is written over there tobacco blend. Why it is not written only tobacco? That is the question should come to your mind. Yes. So it is written tobacco blend. Why? Because the tobaccos are basically comes from the plants, and then followed by we have a tobacco manufacturing process, which we have already discussed in the class. So blend means the manufacturing companies, what they do, they take the low qualities of tobaccos, they take the good qualities of tobaccos, then the blend is nothing but mixing. So then they mix it, and then they finally try to make a mixing product which is actually go inside to this product, and then finally when the consumer is having this one, so that time he will get a good quality of flavor. So that is the reason they have written, they have mentioned the term called tobacco blend. So so that is the main interesting and important part. For making cigarettes or for making cigar, we don't use a particular type of tobacco. We use a blend of tobacco. Am I clear to everyone? Okay, good. The next part is known as your filter. So this is the part I am talking about. It is there on the picture as well on your PPT, but in the same time it is there in my hand as well to make you more easily understand more clear information. So this is the part is known as your filter. This is the part I am talking about. This helps in reducing the amount of nicotine that goes along with the smoke to the person's body. Is made up of cellulose fiber. So this is the part I'm talking about. So this is made up of your cellulose fibers, and which is come from the plants itself. This is the part. So the main function, why we are adding it with this, the question should come to your mind, why we are using this filter. This one will control the quantity of smoke. This part will control the quantity of smoke for the smoker, how much quantity should go inside and how much quantity will be retained over there. So that is the special quality of this filter. That is the reason if you take very expensive kinds of cigarettes, and if you take a very cheap kinds of cigarettes, two packets together, and then take out one of the expensive one, and one of that one is the low quality one or a low cost one, you will see the low cost one is always having a very small size of what that called filter, but the expensive one will be the tall one. Why it is so? Because it will the expensive one, they will normally control the smoking rate more, and which will be less harmful for the body. That is the reason those are expensive and the rest of the things are regular. The next slide, that is all about the different parts of cigarettes. That is the next part is like the famous brands, as well as by the same side I have given a small question for everyone. That is the task for everyone. Here in the picture you can see there are a lot of brands names, which is very important for your exams as well as for your interview. Not only for the exams, I am mainly focusing on the interview. So the brands are Marlboro, Cool, Newport, Salem, Gold Coast, Win, L&M, Camel, Palmal, etc. Now your task will be, your homework will be, you have to find out from which country are all these. So that is the thing you have to come up with. Practical based question, one more question. This one is the practical based question: how to serve a cigarette to a guest in a star category hotels by the food and beverage service professionals. That thing you have to find it out from the book. I have given the details. You have to go to the R. Singer available. You have to go to the tobacco chapter, and from there you have to come up with the answer of this question. That's all. That's all. That much from my side.